Bonjour, and welcome to my latest video of my 3-month sojourn in France. This is the car we bought, and this is the story of our visit to Orry-la-ville, north of Paris. First, a quick look at a couple of French roads. The national roads are freeways like you see here, but they sometimes narrow down and pass through towns as ordinary streets, or they may have a stretch with intersections and a lowered speed limit. In contrast are the autoroutes like the one you're going to see, the A10, beautiful roads, but the tolls can be high. In and near a city, though, an autoroute is a freeway, even the ones passing near Paris. There were 5 of us on the trip north, including our grandson toddler. Maybe I should have offered to let him drive, but he seemed too busy sleeping in the back seat. His parents, on the other hand, are licensed drivers, but neither wanted to drive a manual transmission, the wimps. We stopped off at Tours. We wanted to have lunch. By the way, I said that wrong. That was English. It's tour. You don't say that S. And then we went out and had some ice cream on this fine pedestrian mall, which they have in downtown Tours. Now, the people you're about to see who are actually probably recognizable are family. If they don't want to be recognized, they have only to come begging on their knees and I'll blank out their faces. The street in central Tours is a pedestrian mall, as I say, and there's also a carousel. The little guy got his first ride on a carousel here. And then we spent some time looking into a great big toy store that was in another mall above the garage where we parked. You will see the word jouet in here, Jouets. It is French for, toys. Tammy drove us to Tours. I drove the road to Orry-la-ville, including driving across the traffic circle around the Arc de Triomphe. I posted on Facebook about the experience if you're curious. Orry-la-ville is a prosperous-looking town northeast of Paris proper. Not too far from Charles de Gaulle Airport, in fact. And first we're going to see a view of the area near our rented bed and breakfast, which lies down a narrow passage past a driving and motorcycle school. In France, if you want a driver's license and your jurisdiction doesn't have reciprocity with France, you must take driving school, and it isn't cheap. Now a quick view down the little passage, followed by a quick look at our front door of our B&B. There's those family again. This is the other end of the passage. There's our front door. And I'm not going to show you inside because we're on good terms with the owner and I'd like to keep it that way. This is the bakery, which was near our little place. And here is a story about our little visit to Chantilly, both the town and the chateau or castle. This is the backyard of the castle. It's no Versailles, but I've got to say it's better than either of our backyards. I don't know if they actually made sweet whipped cream here or that style of lace called Chantilly, but it is quite the estate. Tammy and I enjoyed the chateau while the 3 youths were in Paris. Then after the crowd thinned out at lunch, we came to visit the old castle. I put these few slides here from inside at the end because the next day we dropped them off at the airport and headed back to Lausanne. This time we stopped off in Orléans. Now, Orléans, of course, is where Joan of Arc hung out, or Jeanne d'Arc. And it was interesting to think that La Pucelle, the little flea as they called her, Puce's flea, Pucelle's little flea, used to walk these very streets and certainly worshipped in this very cathedral. Now you can say that she is worshipped in the cathedral as a Catholic saint. Now, I don't know what St. Joan was hearing, but whatever it was apparently gave her good advice, at least up until the last bit. She was betrayed by a supposed friend, captured by the Burgundians, and sold to the English, who burned her alive. Not good PR for England, guys. And now we're finishing this video with just some scenes inside the cathedral at Orléans, including, of course, 1 stained glass windows with guess who on it. I mean, who would you put on a stained glass window in the Cathedral of Orléans if you had your choice? Yes, of course, Joan of Arc. And then finished with two paintings from the Museum of Fine Arts in Orleans, one of Joan of Arc first meeting St. Michael, and one of her triumphant after the battle. And here she is in the window, as promised, meeting St. Michael and triumphant. So thank you for watching this video, and please stay tuned for my next one.